Welcome back to the C-Space studio at CES 2026. I'm your host, James Kotecki, and I'm happy to be joined once again by VIZIO's own Adam Bergman. You are the Group VP of Advertising and Data Sales at VIZIO, and we're really happy to talk to you as always. Thanks, Adam.
James, always happy to be here. It's my favorite annual tradition.
Well, thank you so much. VIZIO. Let's define VIZIO here at the beginning of 2026. You make TVs, you're part of Walmart. How do you define the brand right now?
You know, I think the brand is about being consistent. Our job is to deliver the best possible customer experience that we can. We've been building high quality televisions for 23 years now. We are so dedicated and obsessed with the customer experience. You sit down, you want to find something to watch. Our job is to help navigate you through that search and discovery process. Here inside of Walmart, we're here to be enabled to continue delivering on those experiences. We now have the power of one of the most important enterprises in the world when it comes to customers and their shopping experiences, creating connection between what happens in the living room, what happens in store. All that does is enhance customer success.
So tell me a little bit about how that has played out. When we last chatted last year, the acquisition by Walmart was relatively new.
Yeah.
So tell me about what's happened over the last year in terms of how that integration has become more about, how that integration has happened.
Yeah, well, you know, truthfully, year one was really about getting sort of the merchandising on the tracks. Walmart's #1 priority, of course, is to deliver assortment in all product categories to our customers. Consumer electronics and televisions are no different. We also want to ensure that VIZIO is a priority for our customers and that they are aware of the incredible offerings of VIZIO's operating system, our streaming environment that we provide to customers. So we've really worked with all of the different departments at Walmart to just enhance the presence of VIZIO in store. What we've also done, and something we've made announcements about, is that we've actually now deployed VIZIO's operating system to Walmart's private label television the on-brand television, which happens to be one of the best sold televisions in the country these past few years. So for a VIZIO customer, they now get the ability to engage with that customer experience and the great search and discovery we've delivered in streaming across both VIZIO and on hardware.
And we also had a conversation with Walmart Connect earlier today here in the C-Space studio, and obviously there's integration that happens there with being part of that network too.
That's exactly right. You know, I mean, again, year one was really about what is the consumer experience? How do we get hardware at the forefront, delivering that operating system? As we head into year two, of course, enhancing how we service marketers, advertisers, media buying agencies, and everybody in that ecosystem. The way you think about what you buy in store and what you watch, those are two really powerful signals. So the ability to think about those together early in the planning process, understand consumer behavior, execution, advertising measurement, so many opportunities and capabilities that we're delivering to the market.
You mentioned understanding consumer behavior. So what can you snapshot for us here at the beginning of 2026 about where we are and where we're going in the ever-evolving, ever-changing story of what consumers are paying attention to and how they're paying attention?
Yeah, well, I think a couple things stand out there. One, there's no doubt that streaming continues to play a larger role in the home. Today on a VIZIO television, more than 65% of time is spent inside of VIZIO's operating system. That sounds like old news. Streaming is here. But remember, it's just 5 years ago when a traditional cable or satellite feed was 70-80% of time on a television. So where are they paying attention? They're paying attention to the VIZIO Smart Television home screen. The Smart TV home screen is long been an environment for us to work with and help studio partners, television networks, streaming platforms help advertise their content, promote their content, and deliver to customers based on what you watch. Now we think further about the consumer signals. How do we think about what you bought in store and what you watch? Yeah. And now how do we create a different experience? What you are starting to see more on VIZIO's smart television is the role of non-entertainment brands. How do we connect brands and brand advertisers with what people are buying in store? That's really where the attention is being paid. I think from a consumer standpoint, we're creating the connectivity in store in the living room. From advertising standpoint, we're being more efficient and more acute with the way we deliver advertising. We're making it feel more personal. And in the end, we're helping customers get to the products they want faster.
Tell me about the consumer experience from how they are perceiving that kind of connectivity. Are they opting into this, and how do you make something that they really want to opt into if that's the case?
You know, I think there's always that interesting element of like, how and where brand advertising avails itself, and when a personalized experience will always outperform something that's impersonal. Yeah. What we have found consistently, and we look at it in terms of time spent, we look at it in terms of Watch Free Plus, our free streaming service, every available metric, whether it's time spent, dwell time, view time is only going up. Today, the average consumer spends close to 30 minutes on our smart television home screen. What that tells me is that the engagement of brand advertising in that environment has only enhanced the experience. Again, because it's focused on them. Oh. So I think when you pair great products that you love with great content that you love, you have a winning formula there.
So to dive into why they're 30 minutes on the home screen, are they using that home screen to browse for different things? Are they just leaving it up longer, maybe because it's a better, more engaging thing to look at? Like, what are they doing on that home screen?
It's a great question. What we're actually measuring that time is when they're out looking for content. So in the past year, we've made a few massive enhancements to our home screen. Last year, we were here talking about the sports zone. What is everybody always talking about with sports? How do I find my live program? Well, last year we developed to our customers the Sports Zone, which is an entire curated collection of live sports happening now, games upcoming that you can pin from every major sports league around the world. So when you think about, well, how do we make this experience more than just turn on television, power up app? Well, we want to ensure we're delivering content recommendations that are really bespoke based on what you've watched. So when I look at that time spent, what it tells me is that we're giving them a plethora of options. We're giving them lots of environments to choose from. Certainly, I think we've all been in that Friday night dilemma of what to watch. So I think there's also a story there about there's just so much content available. But what it tells me is that we're delivering an experience that is engaging, where users are spending time, where they're watching and engaging with content that means something to them.
So you can take potentially data from purchases in the store and then bring it into the home. Do you take experiences in the home and then can you bring that back into the store? Is that maybe on the roadmap for now or in the future?
It's absolutely something on the roadmap and something we're thinking about. Here at CES, we're talking with lots of brands about how we do that. Our partners at Walmart Connect are absolutely the best in the business in terms of retail media, understanding the power of strong advertising and transaction. As a collective, we're thinking about, well, what do experiences mean on the television home screen and in store? How do we deliver value to our customer that actually can transcend both of those canvases? That becomes really interesting, right? When I can see something on my smart television and actually then walk into a store and connect that experience. Simultaneously, how do I walk into a store and build something for a brand that's really meaningful and has tangibility to it and a material feel to it? And then maybe I can go back and watch related content on my television. That really becomes customer-centric.
And by the way, I mean, that starts to really change the nature of the experience and maybe almost capitalize the word experience in that case. It's not just that I'm going into a store, it's that I'm having an elevated, I can't really find another word to use besides experience.
I think that's right.
But it's more fun
That's exactly right.
to go to the store.
That's exactly right. I think, look, at the end of the day, what do we know about products? E-commerce is a massive part of all of our business and all of our lives, but what we also know is that a huge amount of shopping still happens in store. And so I think when you can take a viewing experience, a streaming experience, a content-centric experience, and now bring that into the shopping environment, that becomes really fun. And I think that's the type of thing that jumps off the page. It becomes more memorable. And so I think that, again, sort of coming back, like what's really exciting about being part of the Walmart family is the ability to take experiences with a capital E and actually transcend both screens. That's really, really powerful.
Do you feel like this will be a year of connecting puzzle pieces that are already on the board, or is there something fundamental that is going to change in 2026 that you're also preparing for?
I think that's absolutely, what you said is that the former is absolutely right. I mean, there's a lot of things in place today that within the Walmart enterprise organization, Walmart Connect, VIZIO, we've built a lot of solutions that the advertiser marketplace has asked for. This year is really about adding that sophistication to it. And I think what the media buying community, the creative community is going to see is just an expansion of fantastic canvases from VIZIO's branded content offerings, from our home screen offerings down into Walmart's retail media expertise. There is a connectivity there that will transcend the entire marketing funnel. And at the end of the day, it's built off really important relationships with real customers who turn on our televisions every day and walk into our stores every day.
And do you think we are at a point now where we have the data that we need to do that? Is that still a piece, or is there a piece of that that's still missing, or that you wish you had more data for something, or do we have enough data to do what you're talking about?
I mean, I would be unbelievably selfish if I said I think we need more data. What I will tell you is knowing what people are buying in store and shopping for on their mobile app, knowing what they're watching on their television, we have some powerful signals. There's always other rich data sets that we can use to bring into sort of our sphere and the way we think about our customer experience, but where we sit right now is in a really powerful position, and we're really excited about building for this year.
When you're facing your own Friday night dilemma at home, do you think, it's happening to me too?
It's happening to me too.
Because you're a consumer as well, right?
I absolutely am.
How is all of this shape, your personal time in those moments? Do you think about those differently?
I think about them constantly. Sometimes it's hard for me to turn on a television and not think about what's happening behind the scenes.
You turn on the TV for after work, you're at work, right?
I'm still at work, that's true. You know, hey, look, if watching television is my job, it's a pretty good gig to be in.
Not
so,
too bad.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah.
Adam Bergman of VIZIO, thanks for coming back to the C-Space studio, and we hope to continue our conversations with you here.
James, always appreciate it.
And we always appreciate you watching us here in the C-Space studio. This is CES 2026. I'm James Kotecki, coming right back to you after this short break.